Welcome back, baseball fans, and good morning. It is Monday, October 17th, and it has been a wild postseason.
Wild.
I am Suzy.
And I'm Shelby.
And unfortunately, on this episode of Bourbon and Baseball, there will be no bourbon. There will be lots of baseball, though, because it is the morning time, and I still have homework and children that I have to deal with. So,
mom life, best life.
Yes.
You've already been up and going this morning.
Yeah. Shelby, so if you want to drink, by all means.
We have the carbonation going. We have a Shelby favorite of Dr. Pepper Cherry Zero this morning,
None of that sounds delicious, Shelby. Not any of that. That does not sound delicious.
I can't wait to talk about this week, by the way. I have so many feelings.
All of the feelings? Do you have all of the feelings, Shelby?
Like palms sweating, ready to talk.
Are you Eminem? Do you have mom spaghetti on your sweater?
My knees are weak.
Okay, good. I'm glad that you picked up on that reference.
Oh, I'm on it.
Right? Like half of our audience is like, I don't even know what they're talking about. And the other half is like, yes, we got that. So anyways, welcome back. Shelby, you actually got to go to a game this week, and I'm so very jealous. We will talk about that when we get there, though.
We sure will. I can't wait.
I'm very jealous. All of the jealous. And if you are on our Twitter, you will have seen how jealous I was. So, but let's recap real quick the NL, and then we will dive into the AL, and we will do a further deep dive into all of the things. But last week, Shelby, when we did our episode, we had predictions. We had many predictions, and we were wrong on lots of them.
Not even wrong, like the most wrong. Couldn't be wrong.
But we were in good company because I don't think many people saw the Phillies and the Padres vying for the NLCS.
I'm not mad
in no world.
I'm not mad
about it at all. Well, I'm a little mad about it. We'll get to Joe Musgrove in a little while, but in no world did I see the Phillies knocking out St. Louis, knocking out the Braves. And I was like, well, they're definitely not getting through the Padres, but then again, I've been wrong thus far, so who effing knows now, right?
I told you, I made the point last week about momentum. And the Phillies and the Padres took it and ran with it. The off days did not do the Dodgers well at all. Not at all. And neither did the Braves.
No. I freaking felt so bad for the Braves. I mean, not so bad, but I felt bad, but not real bad.
Right.
But for Spencer, I mean, now granted, Spencer Strider was coming back from the oblique injury and all that stuff, but he didn't pitch well. And then freaking Max Fried got dusted up, and just Charlie Morton got hit again.
I watched the Strider crumble in the third inning. Was it the bottom of the third?
Mm-hmm.
It was probably like the best 30 minutes of baseball I've ever watched.
That was crazy. That was freaking crazy.
What's bad about it is like you're listening to the commentating, and they were Phillies haters, hardcore. Like all the negative stuff, like Bryce Stott comes in with the double, and they're like, yeah, he's not even supposed to be. He literally says he's not even supposed to be here. He's only got a second chance in the majors because of injuries. Like Phillies hater, and it was amazing. It was amazing to watch. It was fun. I loved it.
So, I mean, like I said, Phillies knocked over all of their competition. The freaking Padres, San Diego Fathers, look at you coming in hot.
Can we talk about the pettiness of San Diego selling their tickets?
Yes. Having to put in their zip code.
I am all for it. I was here for it. I loved it. There was like barely any blue in the stands. They said like earlier in the year, it was like a 70-30 split. It was 70% Dodgers and 30 Padres, but there was like very minimal Dodgers blue. It was brown and yellow everywhere. I love it. I'm here for it. I wish every single team in the playoffs would do that.
That it was hysterical to me. So let's recap the Mets. Let's knock off the Mets first. So Padres come in. When we left off last week, we had the last game, right? Scherzer got dusted up. DeGrom eked out a win. And then that third game, Chris Bassett had to pitch the game of his life, and he did not end up doing that.
No.
So
3 innings?
3 innings, and I was not, if I had a bingo card of all the things that I would have seen this season, Shelby, umpires giving head massages on the mound would not be on it.
Correct.
And then umpires feeling up pitchers' ears. Also, not what I would have ever put on my bingo card.
No, not at all. I was watching this and I was like, eh?
Yeah. Now, granted, his ears were very red and very shiny.
Yes, and I was watching and I'm looking at his ears and I'm like, looks a little odd, looks different. So I was kind of waiting on it, and then I started to see like Twitter blow up, and then I started to see Kutch blow up a little bit on his. Mm-hmm. So I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
Yeah. So for those that did not see what Andrew McCutchen, who is outfielder for the Brewers?
Yes.
Basically, he put a tweet out that said that he guarantees that Joe Musgrove has Red Hot on his ears. And Red Hot is not an illegal substance. It, however, does not have any sticky substance capabilities to put on the ball. But essentially what it does is heightens all of your pain receptors. It burns, apparently, and it will just get you blocked in. So and like for some reason, people,
I guess.
Yes, it heightens your adrenaline. Apparently, I don't know, because we've all, like I've said in multiple episodes, I have the athletic capability of a gnat, and I would not know anything about that. But apparently, this is what it does. And I was listening to Barstool's Starting Nine podcast, and Jake Arrieta is on that one, and he said that apparently Roger Clemens used to put Red Hot under his taint to lock him in.
That is, I was not ready for that. Dang, that fucking fire crotch in that bad boy. Gosh.
So I was like, okay, so that's what Andrew McCutchen, he guarantees that's what he had on his ears.
So I guess it's like smelling salt. So, you know, you ever watch like a power lifter, they hit the smelling salts and they go like, I guess it's that kind of reaction. I don't know. I don't know. So, but apparently that's what that's for. I don't know. And then he pulls the whole Kenny Powers sniffing. Yep.
At the Mets.
I just started Eastbound and Down. And
I've not watched it. Like I know the character. I know briefly the overview, but
okay. Do not watch it with children in the house, because it is produced by Will Ferrell. He is one of the producers, and it's like Step Brothers humor. But it's freaking hilarious. Like, my favorite quote from Kenny Powers so far is, if at first you don't succeed, you probably just suck.
That's awesome.
Like, and I'm like, I am putting that in my pocket. I'm gonna write that on everywhere that I walk by, and I'm gonna feel like a winner. Like,
that's amazing.
10 out of 10 recommend. Don't watch it with your children, but it is hilarious.
That's so funny. Yeah, no, well, 99% of the time when the TV is on right now, it's either a kids show for them or it's baseball. There's nothing in between. on the rare nights that I'm not actually watching baseball, they're already in bed and I'll watch something else. But so Mets get shut out that last game after Joe Musgrove pitches the freaking game of his life, apparently. Mets get shut out, and the first 100+ win team gets knocked out even before they reach any sort of
anything.
DS championship series. Nothing. Mm-hmm. So there's that. Padres. Tip my cap, man. Tip my freaking cap, because I didn't see it.
So let's talk about
did not see it.
Dodgers manager. I'm blanking. What's his name?
Dave Roberts.
Okay, yes, that's what I thought. Dave Roberts, beginning of the year, says he guarantees that they're gonna win the World Series this year. And the Padres basically threw a middle finger up and said, "Fuck you, Dodgers."
Nah, son. Nah, son. And so part of me is like, you know what? I wonder, I mean, I don't actually think that they did this, but wouldn't it have been the best troll of the century, essentially, if the Padres were like, hey, let's lull the Dodgers into complacency and let's lose a bunch of our series games just so that the Dodgers are like, it's the Padres. We don't have to worry about them. We got them. And then the Padres are like, what's up?
You know what?
Let me show you what we can do.
If that was the strategy, I'm here for it. I'm not mad about it.
Well, I mean, hats off to Bob Melvin, man. I will give Bob Melvin all of the not all of the credit in the world, because obviously, players have to do their part too. But Bob Melvin came in and turned that clubhouse freaking around. Mm-hmm. And then Manny Machado stepped up and I guess was like, let's go. We're gonna go. We're gonna lead.
So instead of doing a my favorite things segment, I'm gonna kind of go through here and pick some of my favorite things from the week. Manny Machado learning Japanese to talk to Ha-Sung Kim. Korean. Sorry, my bad. Korean. Sorry. Hopefully,
I know we all look alike, Shelby, but we have different languages. Okay. Jeez.
But him learning and literally yelling in the dugout, "I love you" in Korean. One of my favorite things this week.
Yep.
One of my favorite things.
Saranghae. That's literally the only Korean I know.
I don't know what you just said, but
that's "I love you" in Korean. Saranghae.
Say it again. Break it up.
Saranghae. Yeah.
I'm too white for this.
It's okay. It's all right. You know how kids learn languages and learn words by repeating what their parents say to them. I didn't know how to say "I love you" until I was 12, and I had to ask other Korean speakers because I never heard that phrase ever, and I was like, "What does that mean?" And everyone's like, "What do you mean that? What does that mean?" I'm all, "I don't know what that means." They're like, "You've never heard that before?" I'm all, "No, I've got a Korean mom. We don't show emotion. What are you talking about? There's none of that." What? So yeah,
it's on my bucket
Saranghae
to learn another language, and I just thought that was so cool. And the entire stadium was erupting. They have the entire stadium's chanting his name, and I loved it. It was great. Yeah. One of my favorite things.
In the off season, Shelby, we're learning Spanish. You saw that Twitter exchange.
I did.
Yes. Mr. Roberto is. I'm holding it to him.
I know
he semi thinks that I'm joking. We're not though. We're totally not. We are going to learn Spanish in the off season.
I know very, very, very little Spanish. I can say "Lo siento, mi español es no bueno." I'm sorry, my Spanish is no good.
I know my colors. I know my numbers.
I can order tacos in Spanish because, I have some really wonderful spots by my work. But that's about it. That's
¿Dónde está la biblioteca? That's literally the only Spanish I remember from high school.
Do you know where the library is? Is that what it is?
Do you know where the disco is? Wait, no, biblioteca. No, library. Like, you're
It
right.
is
Yeah.
lucky, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
You know where the disco is.
Yeah. My Spanish teacher in high school, instead of you could get him talking about random things. You could get him on tangents and not actually learning our work.
Mm-hmm.
So if we didn't want to do our work that day, like one of the girls in our class would ask him questions about where he grew up. So he grew up in the Dominican.
Mm-hmm.
And so he would tell us stories about when he would like grow up and you know, walking uphill both ways, 94 miles, all of that stuff. And he told us this one story about a tapeworm one time. It went on for like 3 days. The story, like, we didn't learn anything. Didn't learn anything. So it was hysterical though. Anyways, so but we're learning Spanish in the off season. That's one of our goals, Shelby. Yeah. But yeah. So Padres freaking beat the Dodgers. Dodgers win game 1. Of course they're gonna win game 1 because who was on the freaking mound for the Padres? Mike Clevenger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's just
not consistent.
Not consistent. Maybe if he saw his kids more often. I don't know. Anyways. We're not going to talk about it.
Maybe if he cut his hair. Maybe Clevenger's going to come back with a buzz cut or something next season.
I don't know. Anyway, so Dodgers win game 1. Padres beat the Dodgers in game 2, 5-3. Yu Darvish comes in and freaking shoves. Kershaw, apparently. I just want to add random consonants to people's names. Comes in and does decently, but
didn't throw bad.
But he wasn't as sharp as Yu Darvish. But did the rally goose have anything to do with their comeback, Shelby?
Oh, I think so. I do. I think I'm a firm believer in these kind of things, like, you know, rally shoe. We talked about earlier, but before we started recording, the 2011 rally squirrel for the Cardinals. When you find something like that to believe in, it is literally a season changer.
Well, the rally shoe did not do well for the Mariners, though, Shelby. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
The rally goose, though, the rally goose has popped up everywhere in San Diego.
I love it.
Those motherfuckers, they are quick with it. Like,
I love it.
I am fully impressed. I'm invested in the goose. I don't know how quickly they got out goose hats, literal goose hats. That is impressive. You want to talk about striking while the iron is hot? Oh my God. I want to know the rush fee that they had to pay for making goose hats. Anyways, but
I don't know.
So for those that didn't watch the game 2 of Padres Dodgers, basically a goose landed in the middle of the outfield in the like 5th or 6th inning and just chilled. And if you've never actually seen a goose in person in real life, they are freaking mean. They are scary, quite terrifying. And so in between innings, the Dodger, I don't even know, attendance, field crew had to chase the goose down, and they put it in a garbage can. Did you see that? Did you see that video? Oh my gosh. It was hysterical. There was like 43,000 videos coming from the actual stadium, and the field crew had to chase him down, and someone basically like put a towel over him to get their wings like not be able to fly and stuff, and then they shoved him in a freaking big ass trash can, one of those like big garbage cans that the Astros, you know, beat on, and took it away.
I just saw that they had in their dugout in game 3 decoys in the dugouts. I love it. I freaking love it.
Dude, the game 3, everyone and their freaking dog had some sort of goose poster, goose like something. Talk to me, just all of it, and I love it. I'm here for it.
I play a lot of MLB The Show, and they put out a postseason program. And so what they do is they put out cards of players that perform really well in the postseason. And the the end of the program right now, the last reward is a rally goose picture that you can put on your profile.
That is so funny. So big players for the Padres. Their 7, 8, 9 players are getting it done. Shelby, 7, 8, 9, getting it done. Ha-Seong Kim, who is their shortstop, who has been, in some people's words, quite serviceable.
No,
I'm like, that's not. I don't think that is the compliment you mean that.
No, that's not at all.
Okay, that's not. Now, granted, he is no Fernando Tatis Jr., right? No. And no one could be Fernando Tatis Jr., right? But Ha-Seong Kim has been freaking awesome as their shortstop this season. Much more of a piece that they did not think that they were going to have, honestly. So Ha-Seong Kim has come in clutch. Trent Grisham has just been on fire. Postseason Trent Grisham.
Yes.
In the first game when he homered, when the announcers had said that he homered, they literally announced, and Trent Grisham of all people with the home run. And I was like, wow, you couldn't leave the of all people out of there? Like, you couldn't just give the man his flowers for the home run?
I mean, he's stepped up big in the postseason. And, like, I think we talked about last week, like, your big players have to step up in the postseason, in order for you to win. Like, Juan Soto's just kind of right now, like, pretty average. It's not like he's hitting home run after home run. So when the bottom of your lineup can produce like that, it's really hard to not win. It's really hard.
So Trent Grisham is regular season. Trent Grisham, I think his batting average was like 179 or 182 or something not good. I mean, below the Mendoza line, right? And for those that don't know what the Mendoza line was, because I did not know when I started watching baseball, anything below 200 batting average, not so good. So we want to be above the Mendoza line. I mean, ideally, we want to be, closer to the 300, right? But anything below 200, not so good. So that's usually referred to as the Mendoza line. But Trent Grisham is got like a 500 batting average or something dumb. I mean, just something absolutely ridiculous compared to his regular season freaking average. And he has stepped up big time. So he has multiple home runs in the postseason.
Multiple. Sure does.
Trent Grisham of all people. I'm like, oh. That's all right. So then after they clinched in that third game, they got to clinch at home. And San Diego showed out. And I'm so happy that they got to have a celebration at home. Did you see after the celebration, Will Myers just went out on the town and just buying people all of the drinks?
No, I did not.
Yes, I think it was his wife or something on her Snapchat. They were out at the bars, and it's like Will Myers, man of the people, buying everybody shots, and you can just see Will Myers in like the middle of a crowd, and everyone's trying to like take selfies with him and videos and stuff, and he tells the bartender, he's like, "I'm Will Myers, I play for the Padres," and she's like, "I know," and then like two things later, we have now made it behind the bar, and it's just Will Myers behind the bar, just giving everybody all of the shots. Yes, it's so funny. So, shout out Will Myers, just of the people. And then shirtless Manny Machado. Did you see his post game press? Oh. Whew.
You were here for
Hello, shirtless Manny Machado. I think it should be a requirement. I think that should be the requirement. Everyone has to do their interviews shirtless.
Rate above or below Chippendale Joey Gallo?
It's close. I will say I will have to say above Joey Gallo.
What?
I have to say above Joey Gallo. Yeah. Now, if Jeremy Pena, if for some reason you hear this and you want to do all of your after game pressers shirtless, I am 1000% guarantee you that the Astros fan base,
I think
they will have no arguments. No arguments.
He's beautiful, but we can get to that later.
Yes. So let's talk about Phillies. Phillies and the Braves. Go for it, Shelby.
Spencer Strider crumbles.
Oh, I feel so bad.
Crumbles. But the big thing for me, the Phillies bullpen, holy shit. Like,
I was not expecting it. Not expecting it.
Nobody was. They have been average to below average, but they've stepped up big time. Sir Anthony Dominguez, definitely a top name in Major League Baseball, by the way. Shoving. You have Jose Alvarado, left-handed flamethrower, shoving. I'm here for it.
Yeah, was not expecting the Phillies bullpen because what did we say was the Phillies' downfall this season, right? They built all of the offense, right? They built all of the offense, subpar defense,
right.
And their bullpen was not.
No, not at all. Their arms are average. I mean, they have an average staff, and everybody knows it. Besides Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola, like that's pretty much it.
So, but I guess the same could be said about the Padres bullpen, though.
Right.
I mean, besides Josh Hader. Side note: we did not talk about Josh Hader and his freaking nails. Oh my gosh. Do you think all of the Padres front office is just sighing huge sighs of relief?
Yes.
Right now?
Because at one point we were really, really, really worried about Josh Hader.
Land almighty. I think I read somewhere that when he first came over, his ERA was like 11 and a quarter or something.
Yeah, it was. He lost the spot for a while, didn't he?
Yeah. Yep. And then since then, he's like, "Oh, just kidding, y'all. Just wanted to make y'all worry just a tiny bit, but I'm back now." So, yeah, Josh Hader, lights out closer, and Juan Soto is looking better. Although I have mixed feelings about Juan Soto.
Tell me about your mixed feelings. I need to know your mixed feelings.
I'm torn between hating him and loving him. And I cannot stand the freaking Soto shuffle. I can't stand it. I can't freaking stand the Soto shuffle.
I hate it too. But our hate, you have to remember where our hate comes from, right? It comes from the World Series, and it comes from the commentating in the World Series when he was the 2019 or whatever year old phenom. We literally heard every time he came on the screen.
Yeah. So do I have PTSD? Is that why I hate
I think it's
Juan
PTSD.
Soto?
I like Juan Soto. His smile.
I think I like Juan Soto as a person. Every time he does an interview, things like that,
Mike
have no problem. Love it.
But that's where the hatred comes from. The hate part definitely comes from. Yeah.
But every time he gets in the box and he does that stupid Soto shuffle,
it's annoying. I hate that
it's
too.
So annoying. And then he strikes out, and I'm all, don't do the Soto shuffle, bro. Like, you literally just struck out. Nah, stop it. Anyways, okay, sorry. Going back to the Braves and Phillies. Let's go.
But no, that was kind of my take on the Phillies. Definitely had a lot of momentum going in, but I did watch on Friday after the bottom of the third in game three. Was it game three? Spencer Strider?
Mm-hmm.
Game three. I knew the Phillies were going to lock it in. So let me break this inning down. I watched it. I think you tweeted out in like the 6th inning, you were like, oh my gosh, I just turned on the game and I didn't expect it to be like this.
Yeah, no, did not expect that in the least bit at all.
So as soon as I watched this inning, that's kind of when my mentality changed that the Phillies had a chance to take this series. So Brandon Marsh is on. Can't remember how he gets on. I think he walks.
He walks but he gets to third on that Strider pickoff error.
Strider tries to pick him off, launches it into left field. Another really terrible throw to third base, and Marsh gets to third. And then I think Bryson Stott is up. I think it's Bryson Stott. So the commentators are just tearing the Phillies apart right now. They're talking about Bryson Stott, young guy. He had gone down to the minors after his debut because he was batting like .1 something. He had only had like 6 hits, and they're like, he's not even supposed to be here. The only reason he's here is because of injuries. Boom, oppo double. Bryson Stott. Stott's at second. Marsh scores. Schwarber gets on. Then
Schwarber gets intentionally walked.
Yes.
He got the 4 fingers. And I was like, oh, all right, dang.
To bring up Rhys Hoskins. And when I tell you, this was like the shot heard around the world. The Liberty Bell started to ring after this in Philadelphia. If anybody in Philadelphia had a Liberty Bell in their house, they were ringing it. He hits an absolute moonshot 3-run bomb and has probably the top bat flip of the season. Not even bat spike.
It was bat spike, man. He's like, screw it. We're not even going to go bat flip. We just, down we go.
And after that, I was sold. Harper comes up, hits a bomb. He goes back to the dugout. He's holding up like the I love you sign to Philadelphia. It was amazing. But yeah, that kind of sealed the moment for me. And that was when I knew Philly had a chance to take that series.
Yeah, they broke it open. They broke it open, and you knew that the Braves were like, oh, okay, yeah, we're done now, because they brought in freaking Jake Odorizzi.
Oh, literally. So we are Jake Odorizzi severe haters in this household, especially Olivia. So we're sitting there and we're watching, and we watch him come in, and I'm like, oh shit, Jake Odorizzi's coming in. And she was like, yeah, they fucking want to lose this game for sure.
They had no hopes. They're like, Odo, go out there and just eat innings, okay?
That was it.
Just try and maybe not let them score, but just eat innings, okay? Because this game's done. Like, we don't. Yeah. Nope. No.
That's how you know you're the shitter in the bullpen right there.
Yeah. They were like, no, Odo, just go out there. Like, we all know you're not actually going to start games. Just go eat some innings, right? So, but yeah, no, their lineup is starting to go. I mean, Nick Castellanos of all people. I felt really bad because they said that too. I'm like, oh, Nick Castellanos. But Nick Castellanos is starting to go. JT Realmuto starting to go. Who's there?
Muto for a second. He's a catcher that stole 20 bases. Can we talk about that?
Yes.
Athlete.
Yes. Can we?
Athlete.
And his in the park home run in the last game. Did you see that?
Yes.
My goodness.
A catcher.
I mean, granted, there was some bobbles in there. I don't know what.
It was a little league in the Parker. It was a little bit of a little league in the Parker, but still a catcher.
Oh my gosh. Like, can you imagine Martin Maldonado doing that?
The Minute Maid would burn the fuck down.
We would just end the game right there. We're like, we forfeit. We're done. Like, Martin Maldonado just got to end the park home run. It's done. There's no way we can top this now. Oh my gosh. But everyone's starting to go. Harper, I mean, because before this regular season, when he played us, he was not looking like Bryce Harper. He wasn't locked in.
He's just kind of a blessed season, but I mean, not a bad season, but fighting injuries and missing games. Yeah.
Yep. Schwarber's getting, intentionally walked and not able to hit bombs and stuff. So,
but when that guy gets hot, he gets fucking hot. When Kyle Schwarber gets hot, he's real, real, real hot. What did he do? Hit like 11 home runs in a month last season or something like that? Something stupid.
Something dumb. Yeah. But yeah, Phillies are starting to go. Their lineup is got some big boppers in there as well. So I say we shouldn't worry about the Padres or the Phils, but I've been wrong thus far on all of the predictions for the NL, so at this point, it's a crapshoot.
Yeah, for NL, I'm just going to cheer for baseball. Let's just go baseball.
Go baseball. So, I mean, I have a little bit of hatred for Joe Musgrove.
Oh, yeah, me too. After the, same.
Yeah. So, for those that don't know why we have the hatred for Joe Musgrove, he was an Astro. He was an Astro, and he won a ring in the quote-unquote tainted 2017 World Series, right? When the whole cheating, trash can banging, all of that stuff. Now, granted, I was not a baseball fan in 2017, right? We all know this. That's part of the reason why I started the podcast, because was not in the 2017, got to experience that, right? But apparently now he has come out and said that he would like to win a clean.
He feels like he earned it. Yeah. Something like that.
So at this point, Joe Musgrove, you can just send back the ring. We won't claim you, because what your ERA in the World Series was horrific anyways. So shut your mouth, Joe Musgrove. You and your red hot ears. So I'm torn. I'm torn because I really like the Padres. I really like Manny Machado. I love me some Ha-Sung Kim. But Joe Musgrove kind of makes me mad.
Yes.
So maybe I'm rooting for the Phils.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to go to. I'm going to go with the Phils. I'm going to root for the Phils.
I think I'm rooting for the Phils, and anyways as well, because I think that our pitching staff, well, we'll talk about our pitching staff in a minute, but I think our pitching staff can take the Phils pitching staff. I think the Padres pitching staff is going to give us a little bit more of a run.
Yeah, especially Snell. His start was amazing. I mean, lefty fastball had bite, his curve is sweet. Yeah, I agree there. So
Padres starters, they go 5. It'll be Darvish, Musgrove, Snell. Who did we say? Shamanaya? And
we just
who are we missing? Who are we missing? Clevenger.
Yes, Clevenger.
Yes. See, I forgot about him. He forgot about his kids. So Clevenger. So, and Chamonix is their 5th. How sad is it that Clevenger is their freaking 4th? And Chamonix, what happened to you, Chamonix? I don't know. So those are their quote unquote starting 5. Their starting 3 will give us a run for our money.
Right.
Those other 2, though, no, for sure not.
And they're both besides Josh.
Besides Hader, yeah. Although their bullpen freaking stuck it to the Braves and the Dodgers, and I was not. I'm ready for you guys have a Luis Garcia too, but I mean, our Luis Garcia is better than your Luis Garcia, but
we can get to that in a second when we start talking about the Astros too.
I was not prepared for the Padres bullpen to come in and be lights out as well. So their starting 5 for the Padres, the starting 5 for the Phillies, Nola, Wheeler. We just went over this too. Nola, Wheeler, Syndergaard. Suarez.
Yes.
And then Kyle Gibson.
Kyle Gibson, yeah.
So again, I think they're 1-2.
Awesome.
Lights out. Ranger Suarez, I thought that we were going to have some issues with, but apparently he shoved. So Thor is not so Thor-like. He's not godlike any longer.
No.
He's like a normal human being, but has some decent starts. But again, I think our pitching staff can take on the Phil's pitching staff way better than the Padres. So I'm going to go for the Phil's.
I think we are. Bourbon and Baseball is going to unanimously decide that, but for the Phillies, we're going to pick the Phillies.
That's it. So, fighting Phils, we're with you. All right, let's talk about the AL now. So okay. we were correct on the AL side. We were correct on the AL side, right? We thought that Cleveland was going to take the Rays. We, in no world, thought that Cleveland was going to take the Rays in 15 innings. No. With a walk-off home run. No one saw that coming. Nope. But that is how Cleveland beat the Rays in a 15-inning game. And Oscar Gonzalez. Walk-off home run. And then Cleveland and the Yankees, man. Whew. Cleveland and the Yankees. No, we both had Cleveland beating the Yankees, right?
Of course.
And what did we say? If Cleveland can keep the Yankees in the yard, they will not win.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the games that the Yankees have won, they've not kept them in the yard.
Right. No, I mean, and you know, I've tipped my cap to New York one time this year, and it was when, you know, Aaron Judge hit 62. You know, we tip our cap. But I'm going to tip my cap to Harrison Bader right now. What, trade deadline acquisition?
Yep, from St. Louis.
Kind of just a filler guy, but he's going fucking bananas right now. He's hit 3 bombs in the postseason.
Well, and the Yankees were not, or the Yankee fans were not happy when they traded away, because they traded away Jordan Montgomery, one of their starters,
right, to
St. Louis for Harrison Bader, who's a center fielder, and at the time was hurt.
Right.
And hadn't played. He had, I think it was plantar fasciitis or something like that. Yes. So had a hurt foot, did not play for the first 3 or 4 weeks. I think that they got him. Yankee fans were not happy.
No. But when Aaron Judge has been cold as cold can be right now, this guy just hammering bombs out of nowhere.
What's with his mouth guard?
I don't know.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, no, I've seen it. I guess I just didn't think anything of it. I mean,
it's like a boxer's mouth guard. I'm like, what are you doing out there? Maybe it's so that he doesn't chew tobacco. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I have no idea.
It's a big old mouth guard though. Anyways, Harrison Bader, freaking awesome.
So yeah, before we get into that series, I just wanted to tip my cap to Harrison Bader because he's playing pretty awesome baseball right now.
So Aaron Judge has been super cold.
Right.
Super cold.
Did you see them? They booed him in New York.
Yeah.
If that doesn't tell you how horrible Yankees fans are, I don't know what does, because that's cold. That's real cold to do that.
Yeah. I had heard it and I was like, are they booing him?
Yes.
And then, you know, the announcers had mentioned it. And then some of the people on my timeline were actually like at the game, and they were saying that it was not actually as bad as the media made it out to be. And they were like, quite honestly, it was like 4 people and they were pretty drunk. I'm all pretty sure it was more than 4 people, but okay, whatever.
Sure, so TV, Mike.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm going to take it with a grain of salt, but just the fact that anyone from that fan base was even going to think about booing Aaron Judge, it just boggles my mind. Just absolutely blows my mind. So, Yankees take game 1 versus Garrett Cole. And in the series, Garrett Cole has become that $330 million pitcher that they signed, right? Yankee fans are thrilled that this Garrett Cole is showing up.
Well, yeah, you got to hope Cole shows up with all the money you're paying him, because Aroldis Chapman is getting paid $18 million to not even fucking be on the postseason roster and to fly home to Miami. $18 million.
Yeah. Again, boggles my mind. And then one of their other, no, that was the Braves. I was thinking Tyler Matzik was getting Tommy John. But wasn't there someone else on the Yankee staff that got hurt too? Oh, Scott Efros. One of their acquisitions from the deadline. Okay, yeah. Was supposed to be one of their I think he was supposed to be one of their closers, wasn't it? Now I have to look it up.
It's a good question, but yeah, no, the Aroldis Chapman behavior was ridiculous.
Yeah, season-ending injury requiring Tommy John. So they got him at the trade deadline from the Cubs, I think it was.
What a good time for that to happen.
Side armor. Yeah. Yep. So, and it was right before the DS started. So the Yankees are without Michael King and Chad Green, who we all knew, Ron Marinaccio, Zach Britton, and Aroldis Chapman. So, I mean, at this point, they just have
Clay Holmes.
They have Clay Holmes, who is a show and a story all in and of itself, apparently. So, so first game, Yankees take, and almost all the runs were scored via home run. Kwan with the home run for the Guardians in the third, but they leave the bases loaded, and that definitely did not come back to haunt the Guardians at all, right? Harrison Bader, solo home run. Jose Trevino with the sac fly scores IKF, who apparently got left off, was not the starting shortstop in this last game. And then Rizzo with the 2-run bomb. So that game, 4-1. The second game, Guardians win 4-2 behind Shane Bieber. And that first game was a little wild too, because that first inning, I felt bad for Shane Bieber.
Yes.
I'm sure it's happened multiple times before, but in that game, that inning, Giancarlo stands up to bat, gets a low strike call. Should have been a ball. Called a strike. Next pitch, freaking knocks one out of there. And now it's 2-0. Right?
Like when Giancarlo Stanton, when he hits a baseball, he murders it. Like the exit velo, it was on a line. It was still climbing. It looked like when it went over the wall.
Yeah, I'm sure Shane Bieber was like, "Cool, thanks." Should have just walked him, right? But they were down 2-0 at that point, and then Nestor Cortez, his life flashed before his eyes. I will give him all the credit in the world. Don't tell me that pitchers aren't athletes, because poor Nestor Cortez. Miles Straw hits a comeback to him. Nestor Cortez tries to field it, falls down though, and from his ass throws Miles Straw out at first. And we all know how fast Miles Straw is.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
So the fact, oh my gosh, I will have to tweet it out, because like the screenshots of Nestor Cortez's face, like frozen in fear. He's all like catching it. It's great. But his life flashed before his eyes on that. And that ends the fourth. Rosario with a solo home run in the fifth. We're tied. Bieber does not get out of the sixth. Shane, not Justin.
Oh, I hate it. I was just about to say that. I hated the commentating for this game. Like, literally, he gets called Justin Bieber, and then we go on a 15-minute spiel about Justin Bieber songs in the booth. Like, not only is it so monotone and dry, I'm like, I hated it.
Yeah. So, Shane Bieber doesn't get to finish the sixth, walks Donaldson, IKF singles, and then they bring in Trevor Steffens, and then Karen Check. Karen Check was not having it. It was not his day when he came in, because
he walked. He couldn't find the zone at all.
No, there was a strikeout, a walk, a strikeout, a walk, and now the bases are loaded. And freaking Emmanuel Clase, you want to talk about lockdown freaking closers? Mm-hmm. Emmanuel Clase gets the freaking job done. Battles in the ninth. Clay Holmes does his job in the ninth. And now we're in the 10th, right? Mm-hmm. Jameson Taillon. They brought Jameson Taillon in for the 10th. And for those that are not up to date with the Yankees starting pitching roster, Jameson Taillon is a starting pitcher. Mm-hmm. Has not pitched out of the bullpen in I don't know how long. Mm-hmm. But they bring him in for the 10th. And immediately, J-Ram doubles and advances to third by a throwing error on Donaldson. Mm-hmm. Oscar Gonzalez singles. Now it's 3-2 Guardians. And then Naylor doubles and scores Gonzalez, and we're done. And now it's 4-2 Guardians, and now we're back in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. And they stole one from the Yankees. Right? And that's what everyone said that they had to do. They could steal one at home.
Yep.
And Clase, here's the stupid stat line of the day from that game. Shelby, do you want to hear it?
Yes, I do. I couldn't remember if he went 2 or 3 innings. So
Clase threw 33 pitches. How many strikes do you think he threw in those 33 pitches?
31.
23. 23 strikes. So he pitched 2.1 innings. 33 pitches. The man is a freaking machine. Emmanuel Clase, all of the hat tips. All of the hat tips to you.
I think that's the key to Game 5. I think that's the key to Game 5. If you can get Emmanuel Clase in there, if they're tied or down by 1, you bring Clase in. I think the Guardians have a very good chance.
Yeah,
but I still have feelings. So,
you want to talk about Game 3?
Game 3, iconic Barstool video for the Game 3 ending. Was it Game 3? Game 3 ending?
Game 4.
Game 4 ending.
Talking about Josh Naylor?
No. I'm talking about Game 3, where it's bottom of the 9th, bases loaded.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So Barstool puts out a video, right? Barstool is all Yankees fans, basically. They're sitting in their little man cave, bases loaded, and you just all see them go. All of them. Clutch. 3-run bottom of the 9th. Poor Clark Schmidt. We talked about that. Clark Schmidt's a baby too. He just made his debut, I think, last year. He hasn't thrown a ton of innings in the majors. He just had to fucking wear it.
That was the big story, because apparently Luis Severino and Clay Holmes. So Luis Severino, after they did the game after game interview, basically said, I was fully expecting Clay Holmes to come in. Well, I don't know why Clay Holmes did not come in. You're going to have to ask Booney.
Mm-hmm.
And then Clay Holmes was like, yeah, no, I was ready. I was able to pitch. I don't know why I didn't come in. And then Aaron Boone is like, well, yes, he was kind of available, but not really available. And, we just
only in an emergency.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know what, I guess this did not constitute an emergency for him or the Yankees. And I wonder how badly he wanted to say on back-to-back days, Clay Holmes is not very good. So he did not want to throw Clay Holmes.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what it was. I mean, that's probably everybody's thought, but still, I mean, damn, you either want to win or you don't. Right.
Well, so yeah, but Judge finally got a home run in that game.
2-run bomb.
After how many strikeouts? 8, 9?
Ooh, it was a bunch.
In the entire series?
At one point, he was like 0 for 7 with like 4 or 5 Ks.
Yeah. So he finally got a home run. Clay Holmes did not pitch. Yankees fans are mad. Nobody wants Aaron Boone back. Clark Schmidt freaking had to wear it. And then this last game, Game 4, Garrett Cole was the starter. And again, Garrett Cole was the $330 million man.
Right.
$1 million man. There we go. Harrison Bader, is his average like 9,000 right now?
His OPS has got to be through the roof in the postseason right now.
Good Lord. But that's not the Yankees win, right? So now the series is tied. Now it's 2-2, and now winner takes all tonight. We will get there. But let's talk about Josh Naylor and his freaking home run off of Garrett Cole.
Okay, this is what my feelings are about. So I'm gonna let you take this.
Okay. Did you watch the game, or did you just see the highlight of it?
I just watched the highlight.
Okay.
And I love watching videos and heard the commentators and stuff. So
when I was watching the game, in the game, Josh Naylor freaking hits this bomb, right? Monster. And now, if you guys have not been paying attention to Cleveland baseball, and why would you? Because it's Cleveland. Josh Naylor is known for being very excitable. His emotions run very, very high. Yes. Earlier in the season, he had a walk-off home run, and Terry Francona, his manager, had to make sure that he was wearing a batting helmet, and Josh Naylor freaking headbutted Terry Francona. Yes. After this, okay? So Josh Naylor is a wild man. He is very excitable. His emotions run very, very high. Okay. So I've laid that out for you. Josh Naylor hits this nuke off of Garrett Cole. And admittedly, I cackle a little every time somebody just nails Garrett Cole. And so I cackled. And then I cackled even louder as he was rounding the bases and rocking the frickin' baby. And I was like, no, he's not. No, he is not. And then you could read his lips. And I was like, oh my God. Yep. Yeah. Garrett Cole is his son. Garrett Cole is his son.
That's
yep. So he's running the frickin' bases. He's staring. He's staring at Garrett Cole. He's staring in that dugout, and he is making the rockin' baby motion and saying, if you can read his lips, that Garrett Cole is his fucking son.
Yes.
And I died laughing. I was cackling, all of the cackling, because I read his lips and I knew immediately what he was doing. And there was some question on Twitter about what exactly he was doing, and then it came out. Then it came out, right? And I told Mike, I love this. I love that it was Josh Naylor against Garrett Cole. 1000%, I am on board with this. But if Josh Naylor did that against the Astros, there would be an all-out riot. I would riot, and everyone would get beamed afterwards. Everyone's getting hit afterwards. Everyone. And Mike just laughed and goes, "Yeah, see?" He goes, "Now you understand." And I was like, "Everyone's wearing it. Don't care. Everyone is wearing it after that." And that's what they were saying on was it MLB Tonight? Is that the one with Greg Amsinger and Harold Reynolds and Plesac, Dan Plesac?
Maybe.
I think it is. But Harold Reynolds is like, I played in a different time. And nope. That is not happening. That he goes, if Nolan Ryan was on that mound, everyone's wearing it. And Greg Amsinger was like, oh, just Nolan Ryan? He goes, no, everybody. Dan Plesac on the everybody. No, that is not allowed. And Harold Reynolds is like, let the kids play, blah, blah, blah. No. I was like, so I have mixed feelings about it because I'm very happy that it was Garrett Cole. Had it been against the Astros, I would have fought. I would have driven down to Minute Maid and I would have stormed the field. Those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts, Shelby?
I think that action has potential to light the Yankees on fire. So it's
bulletin board material.
So it scares me because I think Josh Naylor just fueled the fire. And so the Yankees are either about to explode, and I'm afraid of that. That's what I'm afraid of. My feelings about it, of doing that, I love passion, like Rhys Hoskins. I love passion. I love bat flips. I love Jose Bautista's iconic bat throw. But I think it's got to be done at the right time. That was not the time to call somebody your son. Walk off home run, down 2?
Yeah.
Solo shot. You're still down by 2. Not the time, not the place. Now you're clinching double, anything like that. Absolutely, I'm here for it. But that's. As soon as he did that, as soon as I saw it, I was like, wasn't a good
it
time, so.
Cracked me up. And then, did you see Garrett Cole's reaction to it afterwards?
No, I didn't.
They had asked him about it, and he's like,
"That's cute" or something like that. Didn't he?
Yeah, but you could tell if like he knew exactly what had happened, and he was not happy about it. He's like, I mean, it was cute or whatever. You know, no, it doesn't. It doesn't bug me. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Like, you know that is bulletin board material, and someone is wearing it today. Someone is wearing it today. It's probably not the first. It's not going to be the leadoff hitter. Well, hell, it may be Stephen Kwan.
It's not. I'm not Stephen Kwan. It can't be Stephen Kwan.
Someone's wearing it today. Someone is wearing it today, Shelby. Mark my words.
Naylor's going to take some chin music for sure.
Oh,
you know
for sure. Yes, that I do. That I do know. But you explain chin music though.
Chin music is the hardest fastball you can throw right underneath your face, basically. So
up and in, basically, to shuffle some feet and move them on back, right?
But yeah, no, I'm actually really nervous. Obviously, we are Guardians stands right now, but they got to go to New York and they got to listen to all that shit after that happened yesterday. So I am a little nervous about Game 5.
Yeah. So you know today that when Josh Naylor strikes out, because inevitably he's going to strike out,
right?
New York faithful is going to be rocking that baby, right? Like they are going to be taunting him for sure.
So I am want the Guardians to win for sure. Want the Guardians to win for sure, but I think
it's gonna be a fight though, because it's a bullpen day, and the Guardians bullpen is set up a little bit better than the Yankees. Yes,
neither starter has ever thrown a postseason game. Started in a postseason game, by the way. Neither one. No pressure. No pressure.
I didn't know that about Jameson Taillon.
Never started. Yep.
I expected that from who's starting. Savali? Is that who's starting for the Guardians today?
Yes.
So, I think if Savali gives him 4 innings or something, Guardians bullpen's going to come in and shut him down, right? Unless Karen Check walks everybody.
Yeah, if Karinchak and Clase are on and they have the opportunity to bring those guys in,
how many innings do you think Clase throws today?
I think it depends on the score. But I mean, at this point, he's shown that he's capable of 9 outs, and I think he's had enough rest. I think.
You think he goes 3?
Max.
Okay.
Max.
I think 2 or 3 innings.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I'm excited. But if the Guardians win, that definitely puts the Astros in the best position.
I think either way, it puts the Astros in the best position because they're just going to run out everybody. And then what is this? Today is Monday. So if they run everybody through, we play Wednesday. I mean, it's a day of rest, but it's not going to be.
No, and they got to travel.
Fully.
I mean, yeah. They're not in great shape. Their staff's not in great shape at all.
So it'll be interesting to see. So, but we are Guardians stands. We predicted that the Guardians were going to take the Yankees down. So fingers crossed, knocking on wood, that happens, and we get to take the Guardians on for RCS. And who did we beat? Shelby, to get to RCS? Yes.
Mariners. Yes, not only did the Astros beat the Mariners, they swept the Mariners. And we now go to our 6th straight ALCS?
Yep. 6 straight,
so
man.
I have a very good question for you.
Okay.
Have the Astros established a dynasty yet?
Yes.
Think so?
Are we going to be the Braves of the 90s, Shelby? And winning all the CSs and only winning 1 World Series?
I don't know. Are we?
I don't know, Shelby. And that
I'm sorry, I put you on the spot with that one.
But I think we are. I think it is a dynasty now. I think it is, and I picked a hell of a time to become a baseball fan because
no shit,
hot dog. All I've known is good Astros. But my time will come. My time will come. I'm sure at some point in time that we will fall off in the far future. But we won't talk about that now. We're going to talk about this Astros team.
Gosh, this team is so much.
How freaking amazing are we? Shelby.
Amazing. I mean, you couldn't. They're so hot right now. They're so hot. And it's not just. There's nobody that's down. Everybody's kind of just smooth sailing through right now. 1 through 9.
I mean, our one is struggling. We are our short king stands, but Jose Altuve's.
Yeah,
struggling.
He's struggling, but at no point I'm like, damn, Altuve's up because he performs in the postseason. Look at Yuli right now. Yuli is doing Yuli things right now, and I never doubted. No, he did not have a great season, but he was made for postseason baseball.
Yes,
Yuli Gurriel was made for postseason baseball. And that's exactly why he's at first base right now.
Yeah. So let's go over game 1. Game 1 was electric. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it, right?
Well, let me tell you about Shelby's game 1 experience. Okay, I worked 3 days, late this week, right? 3 days. Tuesday was one of them, right? Didn't even get to watch the game. So we had a workshop at school. Couldn't watch the game. We have horrible Wi-Fi. But my MLB app was working. I put my phone in my pocket, and then the notification comes up. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure my jaw hit the floor. And I announced to all my coworkers, I'm like, holy shit, they won.
It was not looking delightful.
No.
Not looking delightful.
But our Yord and Saber. Our Yord and Saber.
Was amazing. Amazing. Justin Verlander, not on. Not on.
Not on.
And I don't know if he was tipping pitches or the Mariners saw something. I don't know if it was as little as tense forearm muscle before he threw a fastball or, what. But the fact that Justin has had 2 blow-up outings this entire season, and they've both been against the Mariners. I don't know. But the fact that he is, for all intents and purposes, the AL Cy Young, right? Like,
oh, absolutely. He's run away with it.
His ERA this season has been, what, a 1.7? 1.8?
It's better. His ERA is better than his MVP season.
Yeah.
Like by far, it's not even close.
So the fact that, that they saw, I don't know. And by no means am I saying that the Mariners are cheating, right? Like, that I'm not 1000% not saying that the Mariners are cheating. However, I think that they had to have seen something that Justin Verlander was doing that gave them an edge, which is, that's the whole part of the game, right? So Verlander, not sharp. Lasted like 4 innings.
Mm-hmm.
But our bullpen freaking came in and shut him down. Like, they were like, nope.
Best.
You get nothing else.
Bullpen in baseball. Best bullpen in baseball.
You get nothing else. Because literally they scored all of their they scored most of their runs off of Verlander.
Right.
And then Christian Javier came in and they who had the solo home run? Was that Rodriguez? J-Rod? Nope, it was Eugenio Suarez.
Mm-hmm.
In the top of the 7th. Eugenio Suarez, Christian Javier gave up a solo blast, which if he's going to give up anything, that's what he's going to give up, right?
Right.
But Yuli comes in with a freaking 2-run home run. Postseason Yuli, like we said before in past episodes, regular season Yuli, if you keep performing like this, all of the regular season is forgiven. It'll just be washed away, right? I don't remember if it was on this one, if it was on this podcast, or if it was when I was guest hosting with somebody, the Astros boys. But I said, let's hope that maybe Yuli Gurriel is like World Series MVP and just gets friggin' hot. Like, that is my wish for Yuli Gurriel, right? Like,
if he was, and this comes out pretty much every time he gets hot. Like, I mean, because he's a phenomenal hitter. Like, if he would have come into the major leagues in his 20s, early 20s, he would be a Hall of Famer. But he didn't come till he was like 32. 32. But I mean, he's phenomenal. He's phenomenal when he's hot.
So, like I said, postseason Yuli, we are here for it. We are here for it, and regular season Yuli will just be thrown out the window if this continues. So, freaking Astros in the bottom of the freaking 9th. Can we just we need to give all of the flowers to Alex Bregman hitting a freaking 2-run bomb off of Munoz. There we go. And then David freaking Hensley coming in and walking that hit by pitch. I mean, it would have been a walk anyways, right? But
what a great at bat! Like,
David Hensley.
I don't think you don't
1,000%.
You don't realize how an at bat like that can start a rally. Like yeah, you get little hits, singles, stuff like that. Yeah, but like a competitive at bat like that from a rookie, you get fired up.
And a rookie that doesn't even play all the time. That is literal. I mean, that's a pinch hit at bat.
Mm-hmm.
And that David Hensley. So we're gonna sidebar here. Do you think we re-sign Aledmus Diaz because we have David Hensley? Or do you think that David Hensley becomes our utility?
I think we keep David Hensley.
And we let Aledmus walk?
Yeah, I think we let him walk on good terms, though, because, I mean, we couldn't ask for anything more, but I think he's going to be really good for he's a perfect, like a rebuilding team or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a perfect, I mean, he's at his peak, I think, for a utility player.
Yeah.
I mean, despite his injuries, I think, yeah, I think David Hensley's the guy.
David Hensley freaking walks 9-pitch at bat. Something ridiculous. Jeremy Pena with a freaking single on a lone away slider.
We've watched him wave a sword at sliders all year long, but
connected on that one. And set the freaking table. Oh my Lord. Or should I say, oh my Yord?
Oh my Yord.
Oh my Yord.
Lord and Savior.
Oh my gosh. That bomb. I was screaming. I was freaking screaming.
So did you see what his dad's, because his parents were there, did you see what his dad said?
Mm-hmm.
His dad he fouled.
I saw it, but I did not understand it.
So his dad basically said, like, I saw him foul the one off, and I knew it was coming. He was like, I knew he was going to hit it. I saw him hit the foul ball, and I knew he was going to connect with the next one. And Lord, did he connect.
Yes, he did. Good. So, we took that game, right? We took that game. Now, granted, the Mariners led. The Mariners led the entire time, right? I will give you props on that, Mariners. Yes, you led the entire time. But guess what? It is not who leads the most. It is who has the most runs at the end of the freaking game. And guess what? It's the Astros. So, Astros won.
Electric
Mariners
game
0. Right?
Electric game 1.
Game 2.
Game 2, Shelby. So
I'm not salty about it at all, Shelby.
So my I work at one of the very best 6A high school football schools in the state of Texas, and we had homecoming and we had a pep rally the entire last period of the day, which the last period starts at 1:00. So at about probably 10 something, I texted Olivia and I'm like, I think I'm going to buy tickets to the game today. It's like, I think I'm going to buy tickets. So the one day, so I have no service in this building. The one day the Wi-Fi is also down. I can't send a text message. I can't look up anything. I'm scrounging. I'm pissed because I'm like, I want to go to this game and I can't get tickets. So I walk outside, go get lunch, buy tickets, and I didn't even get to leave the school. I think I literally pulled out probably at like 1:15, and that's when I was able to text Olivia like, "Hey, we're going to the game." At 1:15. So I picked her up. We went. We parked we have a trusty parking spot for $7. Walked and made it to the game.
You're gonna have to tell me this trusty parking spot for $7 off air, Shelby. Lord have mercy.
I did get a rally towel, by the way. So shout out to whoever drunk ass dropped theirs at Kobo's because I sure did pick it up. So, but man, we had a blast. Jordan Oppo bombed into the Crawford boxes. I posted the video on Twitter just to make sure that you could see it. It was a great time. Drank some Love Street.
I'm not salty about it at all. Still not salty about it at all. Not in the least bit at all.
I'm not even going to be salty if you end up going to the championship series because them tickets, girl,
are $9 gajillion frickin' dollars.
What is it? Kevin Hart says, the way my bank account works, I got checking.
Yeah. So that game, off of Luis Castillo, right? Like their admitted ace.
Yeah,
right.
He threw well. I mean,
he threw an amazing game. Kyle Tucker, freaking home run in the bottom of the second, and then Fromber did not look great either. Did not look great. Got through it. Did not look great. Thoughts? Did you see in between the fourth and the fifth inning though? When he changed gloves?
Yes, I did. I did see that.
Yeah. So I'm like, why are you changing gloves over there with like one that has less holes? And and maybe it was just third time through the order, and they were spitting on that curveball. Maybe they knew it was just gonna be curveballs. Like,
well,
but they didn't.
I always pull up the MLB app so I can see like where the pitches are, like while I'm watching. And he was hanging stuff middle top of the zone pretty bad. So I don't know. Maybe it was just like a psychological thing because he's very zen and has his sports psychologist he works with, but he was throwing a lot of stuff up in the zone.
Yeah. So, but Fromber does not get a quality start.
Nope.
On the second game, right? And obviously they put some runs on the board. But in the bottom of the sixth, man, Yordan frickin' Alvarez does it again.
I'm pretty
who sets
sure
the table for him? Who sets the table for him, Shelby?
Ooh. I'm going to be wrong. I'm scared I'm going to be wrong.
Were you too drunk by then, Shelby?
Yeah, I was honestly probably too drunk by then. Was it AB?
No, it was Jeremy Pena. AB can't set the table for Yordan. AB bats after Yordan, man.
I couldn't remember if he was before or after. Yeah, no, I was couple deep then.
So, all with two strikes. And that's what I really liked about it, because Jeremy Pena gets up there, 2-strike approach, singles, and then Yordan homers, and it was delightful. It was freaking delightful. And now it's 3-2. And Mariners are losing their mind. Again.
Mariners Twitter is too much.
Mariners Twitter is way too much. And I have lots of thoughts on Mariners Twitter in just a second. But what happens in the bottom of the eighth?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yes, with 2 outs. Do you remember? Or were you just really like, nope, all of the alcohol's in me now. Nope.
Yeah, I remember Presley coming in the 9th. That's about it. So.
Okay. So again, bottom of the 8th. So it's still 3-2, right? Jeremy Pena works a walk. Yordan Alvarez gets the most annoyed intentional walk ever from Scott Service, right? To get to Alex Bregman. Now, how dangerous of a hitter is Yordan Alvarez when you're intentionally walking Yordan Alvarez and Alex Bregman is the person that you would rather face?
We talk about this quite a bit. I mean, you have freaking Yordan, then you have Bregman, then you have Tucker, and you got Yuli. Like, pick your poison.
It doesn't stop, right? It doesn't stop. So, Munoz is pitching again. Now, mind you, first game, right? Munoz is the one that Bregman his 2-run home run off of.
Yes.
And in the after game interview, Bregman was saying that in that first game, he threw it low and away. So he knew that he wasn't going to go back down there. So he was looking for something up. And sure enough, first freaking pitch or second pitch was that freaking single, and it was like off the plate. And so was Yordan's. pitch off the plate. So you don't know where to pitch Jordan. You don't know where to pitch Bregman now. Like, it's just... So Alex singles and scores Jeremy Pena, and now it's 2-0. Now it's 2-0, and we've won game 2. We've won game 1, and now we have to go to Seattle, Shelby. Now,
so I went fishing for game 3. Like, I literally was fishing, and from the time the game started, right, I was on the water. So it started at 2:30, 3:30, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it later? We got back.
No, it's dark.
When was game time?
Game time was... I don't know. Now my phone wants to be dumb.
Game time started at... Oh my gosh, I need this.
2:30.
So game started at 2:30.
Yeah.
I was off the water at 5:30. We cooked, ate food while watching the game, and then I drove all the way back to Houston. And the game
was still on.
It had barely finished because I got home about 9:30. So I'm having Olivia as I'm driving home. She's commentating, and I told her that she should never go into commentating because she gets too distracted. Like, I'm hyped up. Like, I'm trying to listen. Like, I'm like, she gives me this pause for like a minute, and I'm like, was there another pitch or not? And she's like, oh yeah, it's 2-1 now. And I'm like,
you're like, woman, can you just tell me what's going on, please?
And then she gets smart ass, and she's like, Kyle Tucker's up. He steps into the box. He kicks his feet back. He grabs his nuts and he adjusts them. And I'm like, all right, you're being a smart ass.
Okay. So the second game, or was it the first game? I think it was the first game. MLB showed this crying little kid. Did you see the crying little kid?
I did see the crying little kid.
Did you see Mariners Twitter go after the crying little kid?
I did.
What is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? You want to talk shit about grown people? Cool.
Whatever, but not a kid.
How are you literally gonna be mad at a child for having emotions? Y'all can't handle even your own emotions, and you're a grown, full adult. And you're gonna sit here and tell me that you can't handle a tiny child? I say tiny child. He's what, like 8, 9, 10, something?
Probably, yeah, something.
And Mariners Twitter was awful. Awful. Mm-hmm. Okay? You cannot sit there and tell me that literally people saying that they want to find this kid and show him a lesson, teach him a lesson. I'm sorry,
so,
what is the matter with you? What is the matter with you? Stop it. And I mean, I expect it from random Twitter trolls that have, that are following 5,000 accounts and have no followers. Okay. Yeah. I don't expect it from like actual, real, verified reporters from Seattle tweeting this out.
That's embarrassing.
So I had all the feelings about that, and I was like, I can't get into fights with random strangers on the internet. I can't do it. I don't have the mental capacity to do that. I can't do it. Can't do it.
You're right. And you made a disclaimer at the end of our last episode.
Don't get into fights with random strangers on the internet.
Yes.
Okay? You will lose. Everybody's going to lose. No one will win, and you have wasted your day, right? But my God, I was hyped. I was very heated after that whole thing. And then we go to Seattle for 9,000 hours. That game was 9,000 hours, Shelby.
But what a pitching performance.
Masterclass.
My gosh.
Was not... I fully expected one of our pitchers to not have it.
So we're on our way back, and we're pulling the boat, and I have my phone pulled up, and I see the box come up, and it's like Astros available pitchers, and everybody's crossed out except Urquidy, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
When that same box came up for the Mariners and it was just Robbie Ray left, and I was like, oh, sweet Jesus, thank you. Now we're gonna win. Now we're gonna win, right? Like please put in Robbie Ray. Please put in. I feel bad for Robbie Ray though, because I was like, oh my God, if Robbie Ray fucks this up, he will not be able to show his face in Seattle. He will not be able to show his face.
What is it I can't remember. I think it's Smalls. I don't remember if it's Smalls or Rookie of the Year where he's like, oh my God, 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 oh my God. No, it's Rookie of the Year when oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That's probably what Robbie Ray was thinking.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Freaking masterclass though. Like I was not expecting I take that back. Like I 60% expected that from our pitching staff. But like you pass the baton, and not everyone's going to be on it, right? Like you don't expect everyone to be on it, but everyone was. Everyone was freaking on it in our bullpen. And then Luis Garcia almost gets a freaking quality star.
Literally, 5 innings, 6 Ks. Jesus, dude.
Oh man. He rocked that baby and cha-cha slid like nobody's business.
And then of all people, the baby comes through with the bomb.
I'm almost glad that it was not Yordan, right? Like I'm really glad that it wasn't Yordan, like that it wasn't like one of our big guys that you expect it from.
Well, we all knew with what was going on, like somebody else was going to have to come through. Like Yordan Alvarez is not going to see a pitch in the strike zone. He's not going to see a quality pitch in the strike zone probably for the rest of the playoffs.
Right.
Because realistically, who has been as consistent as he has? But so it was really nice to see somebody else come through. But yeah, I definitely did it. I didn't think it was going to be Jeremy Pena hitting a bomb. Do I think he would single double somebody to death? Yeah, I do. But
I was not expecting a bomb from Pena.
Not a rookie clutch bomb like that. Like that was a monster. That was a big time for the Astros.
So 18 freaking innings. I had paced around I had folded all of the laundry. I had put away all my laundry. And at that point I was just pacing. I was pacing. Mm-hmm. And then finally I had to sit down because my watch was like, are you okay? Your heart rate is elevated.
Breathe.
What's happening? So finally I made myself a drink. So now I'm going to take credit for Jeremy Pena hitting that home run because I made myself a drink. I started drinking. That's what just pushed us right on over.
What drink did you make? Because now you need to drink that the rest of
Bloody Mary. I made a Bloody Mary. Yeah. And Twitter came for me. Like people on Twitter were like, ew, gross. And I'm all, first off, no, it's delicious. Second off, I'm not making you drink it. Like I'm not saying everybody on Astros Twitter needs to drink Bloody Marys. Like, let me have my drink. But that was magical. It was magical. 18 freaking innings, 6 hours and 37 minutes or something dumb.
All day.
And we swept him. And who freaking knew that a picture of a broom was so offensive? I wasn't aware. That a picture.
I was very surprised. It came from our verified Astros Twitter account. And I fully expected somebody to, but when I saw that, I thought it would be like some other account. But I thought it was great because they went after they went after somebody. Seattle's account did. They did the same shit.
So my question is though, would it have been less offensive if, and I say offensive in quotes because I didn't find it offensive because we literally swept them. Right. Would it have been less offensive if the broom was not sweeping up Mariners stuff? If there was just the emblem and the broom, would Mariners Twitter not be so mad?
Yeah, I think they wouldn't have been as mad. But who really cares? You're trying to throw a freaking celebration parade before your team even wins a game in the series. Like, to be quite frank, like, nobody cares about Mariners Twitter feelings. Like,
yeah. So that's where we're at.
I do have feelings about one more thing, and that thing is Phil Maton.
Oh my God.
Why is this man on the plane right now? They wrapped his cast to celebrate. Why is he getting to celebrate when he literally throws a high school fit in the locker room before postseason? But I'm not thrilled about that, but just needed to throw that out there really quick.
Yeah. Was not but I mean, I guess that answers that question though. Like, who to leave off the roster? Phil Maton, off you go. But I did kind of feel bad for Will Smith, that Will Smith was not on the roster. But I mean, that 18 inning game proved why apparently we needed to have our 2 starting pitchers in our freaking bullpen.
Right. Exactly.
So, I mean, it is what it is, and whatever. He still gets paid. So, I think that's it. So we play Wednesday and Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Either the Guardians or the Yankees. We're recording this we started way earlier, and we've talked for like 2 hours, Shelby.
I think it is Wednesday, by the way, because remember they play tonight. They have a day off, and then
what did I say? Tuesday and Wednesday?
You said Wednesday or Thursday.
Oh, I meant Wednesday and Thursday, right? Games 1 and 2.
Correct.
So we play Wednesday and Thursday, either the Cleveland Guardians or the New York Yankees. We will learn who our opponent is later on tonight. And then we will talk about all of those things. I don't know. Maybe we'll have a midweek pod, but odds are we probably won't, but we will figure that out. So Wednesday, Thursday, off day or travel day, and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday? Is that the playoff schedule?
Right.
And then we shall see. So if you've made it this far, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us and listening to us ramble and get all of our cathartic feelings out about all of the baseballs and all of the playing of the games. So you can follow us on all of the socials: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube's. Go follow and subscribe on YouTube so that at some point in time we can get a actual personalized URL, and it's not, a mass jumble of numbers and letters. You can follow us, Shell. You can follow Shelby on Twitter _Shell Miller. Are you active on